Day of Labor. That's what it's about. It's about, what is it about? What is Labor Day about? It's about women giving labor. It's the day where women give labor in America. That's what I was told, man, right? That's what I tried to read. I don't know. What is Labor Day? Labor Day. What is Labor Day and why do we celebrate it? Check this shit out, man, in case you didn't know, right? Labor Day, the first Monday in September, is a creation of the labor movement. Oh, and is dedicated to the social and economic achievements of the American workers. It constitutes an American holiday. The world is not celebrating Labor Day. So if you're watching this abroad, if you're watching this from England saying, what the hell is going on? It's not about women giving labor or going into labor and giving birth. That's what I thought it was until I just read this, right? It's about the labor movement, saluting the workers. It constitutes a yearly national tribute to the contributions workers have made to the strength, prosperity, and well-being of our country. One could argue that without workers, without people doing the work, there is no commerce. It's the beginning. It's the essence. The essence of an economic system depends on labor. So happy Labor Day to you. I know it's more about going to the beach and, or going to a riot and setting yourself on fire. What the hell's going on in the world? That's what I want to know. That's what this clip is about. As this video is about. As I'm watching and I'm saying, oh wow, it's Labor Day. It's, we live this long. We're going through a pseudo pandemic where everybody's supposed to die. Don't breathe in other people's air. You're gonna fucking die. Right? And it's the isolation of people not interacting with each other, and then they come out of their house and they want to kill each other. There's rioting in the streets. The argument that the mask is actually causing a lot of the problems because people can't communicate in the old-fashioned way. You don't know if someone's is laughing or is saying, hey, let's be friends. You don't know what people are doing behind the mask. You say something and all you see is eyeballs. When someone's eyeballs get wider, what does that mean? When you look at someone's face, you say, oh, it's they're smiling. They're on my side, right? But now in the age of masked hysteria, we don't know what the other person is thinking, and that's causing a lot of problems in my view. I always thought it would, and it's causing when people come together, they don't know how to interact, and you take that one step further when people become radicalized and they're exercising militia rights. Or they're protesting some sort of unseen racism. Right? It's in their mind, and then they come out, and then it builds strength. Right? This is things falling apart. The systems that we know are falling apart. They're not. Society breaks apart. Right? It breaks apart because the people in it are fucking crazy. People in it. Something changes. There's some dramatic, and suddenly everything is different. And I think that's where we are right now. And you see it in the riots. You just flip through some of the videos, and you have these, black mobs with some of them are chanting like 5-year-olds, Black Lives Matter. You have other black mobs with rifles and marching and saying if anybody points a gun at you, shoot and kill them. You have white militia mobs defending the homeland, defending the promised land. Antifa hijacking peaceful protests. There's a lot of shit going on, right? And it's just, you have establishments saying, stay 6 feet away from each other, motherfucker, and put your mask on or we'll throw you in jail, or you can't come to our school. Meanwhile, while they're doing that, they are supporting massive tens of thousands of young people out in the street protesting a killing or Black Lives Matter, and that's okay. That's sanctioned. Some of the events are sanctioned by the politicians, and other events are frowned upon. And that's what I wanted to talk about. It's things that the whole system is falling apart, where the politics itself is polarized. There's such an enormous divide in politics. Some call it left, some call it right, but no one. It seems that people can't agree, and or just feel like punching each other's faces. Right? They just feel like fighting, man. Right? It's all pent up energy. Let's fight. Let's fight. And the next is like because they're not able to meet each other socially, so there's no fucking. There's no boy girl or man or woman love. There's nothing going in and out, right? So they come out into the public square and start punching each other's faces, burning each other, setting each other on fire, right? Literally setting themselves on fire. So welcome to Labor Day 2020. We are now about 7 weeks away from a presidential election that no side believes will be fair. One side is saying that, openly says that we cheat, and if the president of the United States, if we cheat our way to victory, and the president of the United States doesn't agree, then what are we going to do? Then we have a constitutional crisis. No, we have a constitutional crisis because both parties can't hold a fair election, and we, the people, are stuck in the middle of their bullshit. Right? And even if the left wins, is it going to make a lot of difference? Is it going to be more statues coming down, more ridiculousness? Is it going to improve the economy? Is it going to improve people's lives? Probably not. If Trump wins again, people's economic situation is going to get better and better and more. Well, there's an argument to be made that possibly, because the direction is already pointing in that direction. That's a slippery slope. What I just said could things possibly get better with Trump economically? Well, there is one could make an argument. He said some good stuff. I want to talk about some of what the fake news failed to say about Trump. We look at the bad that Trump does. But he did something amazing, and the mainstream media was almost like silent on it. They reported the details, but they didn't report the sensationalism of what Trump did in Kosovo and Serbia. Recently, Trump brought peace and prosperity, or the idea of working with the other side, Serbs and the people of Kosovo, who not even 15 years ago were blowing each other up and all-out war in the former Yugoslavia. So Trump did an amazing thing. He brought both sides to the table. So I want to look at that as well. And so thank you very much for joining me. Marcus Conte reporting. Some people get here. Good morning. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. We're going to try to have a nice, peaceful discussion today. Don't be a dick in the chat. Don't be a dick. What is being a dick? What I always say that shit. We always say that here. You come here and I say, don't be a dick. What is being a dick? What do you know? Do you know, really, in your heart of hearts, do you know what being a dick is? Of course, everybody knows what being a dick is. We know when we're about to be a dick. We know. I know when I'm about to be a dick. When I go on some chat or somebody says something to me and I'm about to be a dick, and I know that I'm being a dick, right? So and my point is that you do too. Right? What is being a dick? A dick is arguing, is not looking at what's being said. You can have an opinion. Having a difference of opinion is not being a dick, and that's what this chat is all about. Thank you, Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. When you see the wrench, if you're new to the channel, I know there's a lot of channels out there, and there's a lot of chats, and everybody has their own rules. But the rules of the road here is you could have an opinion, a very strong opinion, but don't be a dick about it. Don't force your opinion. Learn how to listen to other people. Learn how to listen to the talking head in front of you. Learn how to listen to other people chatting. Learn how to dissect the story and not jump to a conclusion and try to force your stupid opinion on other people because people really don't want to have it. If you want to be a bona fide dick, an all-out vested dick, then start your own channel. That's how you become super dick, right? And see if anybody comes and listens. And there will be. If nobody listens to you, guess what? Then you are a fucking dick, right? But if you gather a crowd, and maybe it's not dickery at all. Maybe the other guy was a dick, right? But that's the point. When you come to someone else's house, just be not follow the rules. What do rules mean? It just means don't be a fucking dick. Marcus Conte reported on dickery, right? So hickory dickory dock. This chick was sucking my black. So what's up, man? So kindly become a Patreon of this channel. This is where dickery has been eliminated so far. Tip jar, that's PayPal, and Patreon, that's a ongoing support, right? You don't get a lot of praise for doing this. Certainly, you know what I mean? But it's part, you do it for you. You don't do it for me. You do it for you. Because you say to yourself, this guy's not a dick. He can be a dick. I like this guy. He's a dick sometimes, but most of the times he dives into shit that I want to hear about, right? And he uses this kind of amazing logic, and his mind stream is helpful to me when I watch it. I'm like, wow, this guy's like onto something, man. What is he talking about? Right? And when that happens, don't be a dick and not throw $2 in the bucket. Don't just walk away and say, oh, that guy's good. Make a tip. That's how tippings work, right? You don't do it in a restaurant, right? You don't just eat and not tip, right? So anyway, thank you all. Let's start off here with this a little dickery in tennis, right? You saw this guy. I'm not going to pronounce his name. Novak Djokovic. I think I got it right. Novak Djokovic. I don't know where he's from, but he was pissed off. You remember, tennis is full of crybabies. That's part of tennis. You remember, what was his name? John McAfee? What the fuck is it? What was the tennis player's name? John McEnroe. Remember John McEnroe? He's a big baby. He used to go up to the refs and say, "You suck, that shit. You motherfucker. You siding with the other guy. That ball was in. It wasn't out. How dare you?" Right? And he used to get up in the ref's face, and the crowd loved it. Right? John McEnroe brought something to tennis that wasn't there before John McEnroe. Right? He brought a dynamic. But this guy right here, he apparently, it was actually an accident. I don't know if you saw it, but let's just play the clip.
Aaron, and you were courtside for this match.
So he hits the ball, right? He hits a spare ball and it hits a lady in the throat. Check this out.
You saw it up close in real time. Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, we were actually about to go to an ad break, and I was yelling in the microphone, wait, guys, we've got a problem here, a real problem.
Bullseye, right?
Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, we were actually about to go to an ad break,
and
I was yelling in the microphone, wait, guys, we've got a problem here, a real problem.
Is it exaggerated? I don't know, man. If you get hit
for
right
a couple of reasons. Firstly, because of the lady and the pain that she was in. There was no question she was in a lot of pain. You could hear her voice coming through the audio. And I'm gutted for Novak as well, because as Patrick said, he didn't mean it. But we are accountable to our actions as tennis players, and we all know the rule. It's 100% clear to us, and I think the referee 100% made the right decision here. It's a tough decision.
So this guy got
the right decision, and you can see how much that young lady's it did hurt her. It was a shocking thing to watch and a shocking thing to listen to.
I'm absolutely shocked that it took.
So then he had to spend another hour trying to explain that it was an accident, right? Is it an accident? Should he have been kicked out of tennis or kicked out of the U.S. Open? Is this U.S. Open? Yeah, U.S. Open. He was the favorite.
This long, because as soon as that line's
the guy is the favorite to win the U.S. Open. You know, outstanding young man, right? And he got eliminated. He got kicked the fuck out of the game, right? For that, right? Was it warranted? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It doesn't look like he wanted to do it. He's pissed off. He's like, take the fucking ball. Oh, you dumb bitch. I'm so sorry, right? He knocks her down. It's just a really bad hop. Well, it makes the argument, don't throw shit at people, because even if she was wearing glasses and he took off her glasses, that lady's head should have been up. Why wasn't she paying attention to the game? What the fuck was she looking at, is what I say, right? So how many, let's do a survey. How many people watching think that he did it on purpose and he should be kicked out? That's one. Or two, it was a total accident and it should have been overlooked and he should have been able to play and go on to win. So one, he's a dick. He did it on purpose and he did it purposely and he wanted to attack that lady. Or he was just it was just a mistake and it should have been overlooked. One or two. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. But he's out, man. It's just crazy, man. Crazy shit, man. Some crazy times we're living in, man. Fucking twos, mostly twos. Yeah, I agree, man. I'll say two. I'm gonna get a fucking two right there, right? Yeah, I'm all about the two. I don't think he it's overreaction, right? It's he did it to a white woman, right? He's a young. Imagine if he was. Could you imagine if the line judge was black? Could you imagine? See, this is shit falling apart. This is what I'm trying to talk about. It's so unnecessary, right? It's so unbelievable that a guy, right? It's like, it's like in baseball with the broken bat shit, when they throw the broken bat. But anyway, man, so what else we got? All right, so we got to talk about Julian Assange. This is the big 4 weeks ahead, right? When things fall apart, when things become illegal, things that used to be perfectly normal, which was to expose a corrupt government, war crimes that a corrupt government was committing on a sovereign nation in Iraq. When someone exposes that, Julian Assange, Chelsea Manning, when they show you what's going on there, then that used to be a good thing. That used to be a good deed throughout the Obama administration. That deed that these two guys did, or certainly Chelsea Manning did and suffered and paid the price for, and then was ultimately commuted. But Julian Assange, the publisher of this material, just like the New York Times and the Washington Post, who published the Iraqi war diary, war logs, and most specifically the video of U.S. troops gunning down unarmed Iraqis and some of the press in Iraq, killing them and having fun doing it, right? So Julian Assange, for that report and only that report, Julian Assange has been held in captivity on his own doing, or evading extradition because he couldn't get out of England. He couldn't get safely to an airport and get the fuck out of there. He was holed up for 7 years in the Ecuadorian embassy in England, and now he's facing the prospect of being extradited back to America, where he's been held in the Belmarsh. I know it's background, but is being held in Belmarsh prison in London, where he's allegedly being tortured, where he is, conclusively being tortured according to the UN investigators. He's being tortured, and now for the next 4 weeks in England, we are facing the extradition hearings of Julian Assange. Let's watch RT report.
Extradition hearing of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange in London's begun. It had been postponed for months because of the coronavirus lockdown, leaving Assange all that time waiting in jail. Let's go live to Shadia Edwards-Dashti, who's outside the court. Shadia, I think you said you saw maybe Mr. Assange going behind you into court earlier on, so we think it's all started today. All eyes on this, yeah?
Absolutely, it's a huge day for truth and justice as WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is in court today here at the Old Bailey in central London for his hearing proceedings that will ultimately decide whether or not he is extradited to the United States. Now, the hearings were supposed to go on much earlier this year, but were pushed back due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
There's a lot of noise out front. People are not, people haven't forgotten. That's what's important about this. This observation in England. People have not forgotten. They are out in the streets. If you're in England, man, get out there. I don't know what this big blow-up Arab thing is, but find out.
Now, as you say, just a few minutes ago, I saw the van carrying Julian Assange enter into the criminal court. As well as that, we've also seen Julian Assange's father enter the criminal court as well through the back entrance, as well as his partner, Stella Morris, who has just recently become very vocal.
Yeah, I'm reading the chats. That's what happened. If you're not aware of the video that Chelsea Manning stole and released to Assange, it showed unarmed people getting into a van, right, or approaching a van, and then an Apache helicopter goes overhead and calls in. I don't want to show it because you get chopped up for that. And then he shot the Apache helicopter shot like 5 people, and then the people that survived is shooting them with like huge bullets that rip you in half, like 30 millimeter. Fucking, cartridges, giant chunks of lead flying down, chopping people in half, blowing people's legs off and heads off, disintegrating them. You hit a little kid with a bullet that size, there's nothing left. You just blow the kid apart. And then people tried to get into a van. They tried to load into a van, and the helicopter unloaded on the van, killing young children. There were kids in that van, so it was devastatingly. Corrupt. Why the fuck was the government? Why would the military? That's misbehavior. Right? It's a war crime, right? And that's what we needed to know. We needed to see that, right? And for that, it was a great embarrassment to the United States government. Really, or was it a strength to more so a strength to see it and have the people say, yeah, we that was bad. That was bad. We're not going to do that again. Right? That's what Julian Assange represents.
In the campaign, just before she entered the criminal court, she was pleading for his release. It's quite noisy outside the Old Bailey here in central London. Many protesters and activists here too are pleading for his immediate release. So today really opens the newest chapter in almost a decade-long.
I've gone through the indictments. I'm not going to do it again, but he's being indicted on all kinds. Basically, he's being indicted for journalism, for reporting on the stuff that I just talked about, plus the accusation that somehow he helped Chelsea Manning crack a code, which is ridiculous, right? It's basically Julian Assange, the publisher, working with a source. He didn't help, a military guy crack a code. That's total bullshit. It's unfounded. It's an unfounded argument. And for that's only a 5-year sentence. That wouldn't even. They're trying to get him for espionage, life in prison, 18 times.
Attempt of the United States to try and prosecute Julian Assange. They call it one of the largest compromises of classified information in the history of the United States. And so
Trump and William Barr can call this off today, just for your information. William Barr and the President of the United States, Trump, you heard of him, right, can call this witch hunt off today. And why does Trump fail to do it? What is Trump loves WikiLeaks. I love WikiLeaks. Right? Remember when he said it during 2016? Hundreds of times Trump is on the record saying he can't wait for the next WikiLeaks drop. Then he becomes the president of the United States, and suddenly 18 new indictments, 17 new indictments are piled onto the one indictment, and Julian Assange is suddenly the bad guy. Why? Why, Trump supporters? Why do you think that Trump sided with the corruption and didn't see what he saw during the campaign? Why did he throw Julian Assange under the bus? Is what I want to know.
So the US have now indicted him under 18 counts under the Espionage Act and want him to face trial for spying and publishing classified documents all related to the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, plus one of conspiracy to hack a government computer to then publish these documents. So this journey to court here today has been a very tumultuous one for Julian Assange. Of course, he was thrown back into the public eye last April in 2019 when he was infamously hauled out of London's Ecuadorian embassy by British police, where he was seeking political asylum there. He then began serving a 50-week sentence at the Belmarsh prison for skipping bail back in 2012. Even though he has now served that sentence,
I like her voice. It's very sexy. That's why I like listening to it. Very sexy British voice. I love you.
Was still kept in Belmarsh prison, equating to around 1.5 years before any evidence was even presented in court. So this prolongation of imprisonment is one of...
Dead Game in the chat says, that's because Trump hasn't shown his hand yet. Oh, man, that was a belly laugh right there.
Of Julian Assange's legal team's main point of defence, not just for an obstruction of justice, but also his deteriorating health over the past few years. He's been in and out of the medical ward at Belmarsh prison. So the team would argue that Julian Assange is not in a fit state to face trial in the United States. They will also contend, though, that the US is seeking to prosecute Julian Assange for political offences, and therefore that would then exempt him from extradition under the UK-US extradition treaty. However, prosecutors would actually argue that these were not political offences and that he in fact endangered lives by publishing these classified documents. So it's a very complex case that will be all looked through. This case will be going on for the next 4 weeks or so that will eventually decide on Julian Assange's fate. But campaigners outside the Old Bailey here today very vocal in...
So the big deal here is then her voice got annoying because she's not very dynamic, but she's very, very sexy. There's a very sexy woman right there. So I guess the news after 6 years of legal battles, Assange will be facing the music extradition to the U.S. Can Julian Assange get a free and fair trial in the United States? Let's see what happens after the election. Really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I think that he's basically dead meat. What has changed? What has changed? Are we going to? I mean, I think that the gatherings outside, the protests of Julian Assange are not that big in London. Wow, a couple of hundred people, 100 people. If he comes here, they're going to put it down in Virginia somewhere, right? That's where the trial will be, in some military bullshit in Virginia. Right, where it's hot, they'll do it where there's no people. They won't allow crowds, and it's a kangaroo fucking court. So what else we got here? So that was Trump. That was Trump being a dick, right? That's Trump being a bad guy, right? But here, a story that was totally overlooked by the fake news, right? Remember in the 90s? Remember in the late 90s, Kosovo and Serbia, there was a war breaking out at the top of Yugoslavia, and I didn't really know the details, but it's Armenians and Kurds, and it's a very involved civil war between the two. The fucking people don't like each other, right? They don't like each other. They're border on each other, and there was a war there, and they were shooting at each other and killing each other, right? But finally, there's peace. And listen to how the Hill reports it. Serbia-Kosovo agreement results from Trump's different brand of diplomacy. They can't even compliment Trump. They can't even report when he does something good. They only report the garbage. Right? But they can't even go as far as saying that it was brilliant in what he did, how he allowed, and Trump is very friendly in that, part of the region. His wife is Romanian or Czechoslovakian. He likes that area. He likes those kinds of people. So he was able to cut a deal with Serbia and Kosovo to stop the fighting. Right? What do you mean different brand of the diplomacy? What's different about it? The type of diplomacy that actually works. Right? He used the diplomacy that worked. So here's the shit, right? President blah, blah, blah in Serbia and Prime Minister blah, 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 blah of Kosovo took an enormous step towards a long-term resolution of their historic conflict on Friday morning at the White House under the auspices of President Trump. And there's the picture, right? There's the evidence, right? Two sides, they were killing each other, blowing each other up, and here they are now sitting at the table. Trump popped out some new tables for them. They got their own little table. Their side, their own little table, right? And Trump in the middle with Reagan's table. I think that was the table that Reagan used, the desk. There's a whole bunch of desks that the White House can use. The president can pick from 10 different desks. I think he picked the one from Reagan. who was, is a beautiful, beautiful oak desk. So he brings all these people to the table. But here's what I wanted to read. Right, this is the headline. This should be the headline of every fucking publication on Earth right now. This should be the headline. Listen to this. As a demonstration of good faith from the two parties towards the U.S., Serbia and Kosovo also committed Friday to cooperate with certain key U.S. policy priorities in the region. Both parties pledged to protect and promote freedom of religion, including renewed interfaith communication, protection of religious sites. That's not what I wanted to read. Hold on a second. What was the piece that I wanted to read? Oh yeah, here's what I wanted to read. All right, now listen to this. This is good. Friday's agreement reflects President Trump's long-held vision of Kosovo and Serbia to focus on economic development, job creation, and industrial development as prerequisites to the permanent resolution of political disputes. Now that is pretty powerful. Trump's long-held vision, they say. His belief from the start has been that trust is built first in the process of creating opportunities and futures for young people, rather than in the settlement of scores, symbolism, or the righting of historical wrongs. Now, this is the leftist Hill reporting. They buried it. They buried the paragraph. I had a hard time finding it. The U.S. will spend the next year implementing these new agreements, and the people and governments of Kosovo and Serbia have the full trust of the U.S. government to carry them forward. Now, I don't know what kind of deal there was, but there's definitely something in it for Kosovo and Serbia. They're building bridges. They're opening up highways between the two places. There's still, look, Serbia, Albania, I don't know the politics of the area, but what I wanted to say about this is that Trump brokered the deal in the White House. There's the evidence. There's the evidence in the picture, right? And he should be commended for that. He should also be, same deal with, maybe even to a lesser degree, North Korea, where Serbia and Kosovo are Europe, the European countries, right? And now they're coming to. So points for Trump. Trump wins that point. So let's look at the chaos, right? When things fall apart, right? When things fall apart. Look at this. Look what's happening in the streets of America. Just look at this. Look at this. So some psychopath throws a cocktail bomb and shit goes wrong, and you got guys tapping out flames with their hands. This fucking shoe is on fire. And then the police come over and help. The police use the fire extinguisher to fucking absolute craziness, right? Yeah, the police helped him, right? The police didn't let him burn. I agree with that. It's just this is what's going on in the streets, right? Why? What the fuck? What the hell's going on in people's minds, right? Because of the COVID-19 shit. Is it about blacks and whites? No, half the people fighting for Black Lives Matter are white. They're Jews. They're opportunists. They're bored. They're young girls, horny young girls coming out, want to get a piece of the action, right? Oh, I love men in black. I love men in mask. I love wearing my mask and pushing up on masked men. I love confronting the police. I feel powerful. My pussy feels alive. This is what's going on in the country. Just keep going, man. It's nonstop, right? Oh, you want to see? So who is Jacob Blake, right? It's Jacob Blake, man. My brother, man. Fucking, you know what's insulting, right? The guy got shot. I don't know how many times. He got shot like 7 times. it's a pretty interesting testimony. This is Jacob Blake, the guy who was shot 7 times and he survived. He's paralyzed. But look, they have to, is he all drugged up? They keep operating on him, chopping him up. But they had to put subtitles for my brother because no one understands what my brother's saying. So they got to put, that's racist, man. That's racist. You don't understand him because he's a brother. That's because you can't understand a brother. That shit is racist, man. You got to understand. You got to learn to understand a brother. When a brother speaks. Remember Jesse Jackson? Nobody knew what the fuck he was saying. He was trying to run for president. You only got half of what he said. So same shit here.
Just want to say, man, to all the young cats out there and even the older ones, older than me, it's a lot more life to live out here, man. Your life, and not only just your life, your legs, something that you need to move around and move forward in life, could be taken from you like this, man. And I promise you, the type of shit that you will go through, staples, I got staples in my back, staples in my damn stomach. You do not want to have to deal with this shit, man. 24 hours, every 24 hours, it's pain, it's nothing but pain. It hurts to breathe, it hurts to sleep, it hurts to move from side to side, it hurts to eat. Please, I'm telling you, change our lives out there. We can stick together, make some money, make everything easier for our people out here, man, because there's so much time that has been wasted.
He said make some money.
24 hours.
So, I mean, watching that, it is interesting. He did get a bad rap. It's not like he was instigating. It's bad, as even Trump conceded to the fact that the police choked. I mean, this is ongoing, right? Police reform, right? Why are you fucking with this guy, right? He shot him 7 times. They tried to kill him. And he survived. He's got no legs now. His legs are, he's paralyzed. He's got bullets in him. He deals with excruciating pain. It is, I don't know what to make of it. I think it is sad. I think, it is a sadness. I feel for the guy. I don't think he deserved it. So I don't know enough about the Jacob Blake story, but it's interesting now you got him on the record. At least you know who he is, right? When next time you hear him. So here in Bay Ridge, mayhem, chaos. This is ridiculous, right? This is what's going to happen to me if I go outside. I know. So I hide out, man, right? I hide out, man. How we all doing, man? Are we doing good? All right, man. There's some people watching, man. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Marcus Conte in the Morning show. Marcus in the Morning. Kindly don't be a dick in the chat. Kindly become a Patreon of the channel. That's how we survive. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much for joining me. Kindly share this video down certain avenues, certain new avenues, because YouTube's not going to do it for me. I don't know how the hell you found me, but there's a billion people out there on YouTube that have no idea we're here. I would like to inform some of those people of what's going on here. And the only way that can happen is through you doing it. You have to, if there's 100 people watching and 1,000 people watch the video, if every 1,000 people share this shit down their Facebook or down their Twitter, we can and say, hey, this guy's onto something, and he's got a great chat going on, and he listens to the people. We could make it grow, right? Because I'm not going anywhere, right? I'm just gonna, I'll stay here. I always said it when I started this. I'll take 300 strong Spartans, 300 strong, rather than 100,000 idiots. Give me 300. Give me 300 strong, and we'll make change. We'll continue. We'll build this. But right now, we have to deal with the dickery in the world, right? Because look at this in Bay Ridge. This is my neighborhood, my people. Bay Ridge couple forced off of compliance, forced off of New York City ferry in handcuffs after refusing to wear masks. Here's the video. There's video of it. Let's see.
Because he's holding up public transportation overnight.
So standoff with NYPD. This is one of those fancy ferry boats. It goes from Brooklyn to Manhattan. It's not that fancy. It's the same price as a subway. It's $250. You get on the boat. It's a public boat. Right? Anybody could get on the boat. It's not a cruise or anything like that. It's just a public ferry that this couple was using at night rather than taking the subway.
We're perfectly within legal rights. Are we not?
Take car service. If you have your proper documentation.
We're being targeted.
We paid for a ticket. They let us on. They're holding you up, not us.
Take car service.
And they're saying you being targeted now. Are we within our legal rights, officer? Are we within our legal rights?
So you're saying that you have
It's just chaos.
The speech does not allow us to speak. Let him speak. Enough with the attitude.
Say come on, we gotta go!
Some idiot without a mask on screaming, get him off the road.
We gotta go!
Oh, he's got a mask on.
Everybody's gonna get crazy.
Wow. So when two police officers arrived, roughly 45 minutes, what else did they say about it? The woman had something interesting to say. She said, imagine if it's because we're white. A Brooklyn couple was pulled from a city ferry in handcuffs on Saturday night after refusing the captain's order to wear a mask or leave the boat. The husband and his wife, who were headed home to Bay Ridge, that's where I live, after a night in Manhattan, each received a summons for disorderly conduct. Then why were they handcuffed? For more than an hour on Saturday, the middle-aged duo stood defiant on the top deck of the New York City ferry, rejecting the captain's order to disembark at Brooklyn Bay Ridge at 8 p.m. They insisted they had constitutional rights to ride mask-free, claiming they both suffered from medical conditions, exempting them from Cuomo's requirement that New Yorkers wear a face covering in public to stop the spread of coronavirus. Now, you remember a while ago I did a video on a ferry boat, and I had a run-in with that Pakistani guy, and he was screaming at me, and I was screaming back at him, and I was able to defuse it while the boat was moving. I didn't do it while the boat was docked, right? Because then the police show up, right? So it's just me against him on the high seas. Who's gonna win? But these people did it at the dock, and NYPD jumped on it. These people are just doing what the government is telling them to do, the woman said, of the masked riders aboard the boat. Right, they're just following exactly. Right? There's more, though. When the two officers arrived, roughly 45 minutes after the ferry standoff started, the couple presented their case that the captain had unfairly singled them out. Quote, "He shamed us," said the man, who identified himself only as David. "Because we can't wear a mask, we're being discriminated against." Ooh, mask discrimination. That divide people between the people, the scary masks, the conformists, and the people that are normal and sane thinking, that are not going to damage their health with a mask. That's what we have here. His wife went a step further, suggesting that they were specifically targeted because they are white. If we were fucking black, I guarantee you that guy would never come out and tell us to put him. I'm sorry, that's the wrong voice. If we were black, I guarantee you that guy would never come out and tell us put a mask on. She huffed to a Gotham reporter. How the fuck did the Gotham reporters get there so quickly? Right, because Black Lives Matter, the husband said. Right, because Black Lives Matter. This is good material, man. This is good stuff. One of the officers attempted to reason with the couple, asking to see evidence of their medical condition. No, officer, you don't have to show your medical condition, you idiot. You have to accept it. You write the ticket, and then the courts. That's for the courts to decide, not your fucking dick ass. That's the cop being a dick. A second officer studied the back of the ferry ticket, reaching the conclusion that the captain had board discretion to remove passengers deemed unruly. That is true. The captain of the boat is the king of the boat. Right? And if he doesn't want you on his boat, get the fuck off the boat. That is essentially the essence. This is another one. Oh, here he is being handcuffed. I don't know if he's being handcuffing him. Don't resist, or they'll just break your fucking So, man, fat man, middle-aged man being handcuffed. Crowd loves it. Crowd loves it. The sheep. Sheep loving it. The woman's next.
Thank you, NYPD.
Thank you, NYPD. Listen, these guys. All right, we're on TV now.
Good job,
Hey,
man.
David,
That's
give
a
me your
patriot right there. That's a patriot. He took the $100 ticket, man. He took the $100 ticket. So for disobedience, that's not a crime. That's a violation. You get a ticket. Good job, guys. Good job, man. Good job. So UN warns students about COVID-19 rules after this is more chaos, right? More ridiculousness, more dickery, right? So here's some kids, right? They're out in Washington Square Park at night. There's a video somewhere. Here's the video. So kids being kids, right? They're coming back from college, Washington Square Park. All right, there it is. It's nighttime, Washington Square Park. Young people gathering. All right. So what is the headline? NYU warns students. Okay, this is a fair warning, right? Warning students that if you go to the park with those people, and now again, how many fucking protests have we seen with young people protesting 2 inches off each other's asses, screaming in the streets, breaking shit, and that's okay. That's a peaceful protest. That's okay by that's a guaranteed protection under the Constitution. But to go out to the park, and have a beer and mingle with your fellow students is a fucking crime. As far as the amount of D. Galang says $1,000 in Montreal, in New York, they didn't get a mask ticket. They said it was civil disobedience, which is something else. Disorderly conduct. That's not $1,000. It's roughly like $100, maybe $200 at the most. If nothing, really. Sometimes it's nothing. It's just like it's time served. It's like they don't want to prosecute and they let you go. Right. And Weevil Girl says the only way for kids to socialize is to go to protests. Correct. That's exactly what it was. It was a reason. That's what my gut said. That after all that time, my gut on the street, being there, and being out the whole time, I never stopped going out. I stopped going out recently because, firstly, my leg was hurting, and secondly, I just got tired of the bullshit with the masks in New York. I wasn't learning anything new. But in the interim, from the time that the COVID-19 scare came, and then to the time where the protests started, in that gap, there was a lot of learning. You can go back and watch the videos. Go look at the time frame and go back and watch the videos where it was empty New York, right? And through that emptiness, this is what happened, right? Suddenly there was this Black Lives Matter nonsense, right? And everybody, all the young people came out to be part of something, to be part of the protest where they were allowed to express themselves and be with other young people without prosecution. But now the colleges, right, are saying the opposite. Right? Farm Cat says, New York misses you, Marcus. No, I'm still here. I'll be back I'll be back out there. It's just I don't have much to say about it right now. Let it change a little bit. Let things change. I could tell you. I'll tell you what I see when I go to Manhattan. It's not boarded up anymore. There is commerce, but it's socially divided with this mask thing. People don't talk to each other. They're afraid of each other. Store owners are very uptight about people coming in. You can't just graze. The bars are closed. The restaurants are closed. There's no interaction with real people. You don't really interact. I do because I'll push into someone and ask them a question, but I don't like the idea of having to interview somebody with a mask on. I don't think you get to the the essence of what they're trying to say. I think it's just, you know. But anyway, here's. Wow, for shame. Oh my God, did you see this one? This one was touching that one. Look, he's touching. They're touching. That's a crime right there. See, oh my God, he has his hand on her. For shame. Shameful. Look at the band. The band is, oh my God, this is unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm seeing. We better call somebody. We better alert New York NYU. We better alert NYU. There's people dancing and having fun in the park. How shameful. Oh my God, this hands. Why do you go to college if you can't get any ass? Why go to college, right? That's one of the motivators. That's why young people go to fucking college. Not to sit in a class, but to sit next to someone their own age that gets their hormones going, that they will meet later on in a frat party and do a little of this, do a little of this, do a little of this, and then some of this art shit. Oh, God. Right? That's why people go to parties, right? That's why kids go to college. This is when things fall apart. When good is bad and bad is good. When wholesome gatherings are bad, where young people are coming together and uniting is bad. But when people are out in the street breaking shit and smashing windows and setting themselves on fire and marching with guns, that's good. That's protected. It's just upside down. We're living in an upside down world. See, now this is something that I would go to. I would report on this, right? I didn't know what was happening, and now you got Washington Square, you got NYU shitting on it, right? So it's going to stop. But I would definitely love to go out to Washington Square Park and see it at night. I didn't know that was what was going on because I don't go out at night. I'm a fucking old guy that goes out in the morning, right? I'm a morning person. Ah, sexy students. Look, blacks and whites, kids don't really care. You know that the majority of young people don't give a shit about this racial shit. That's bullshit. It's mostly white kids, rich white kids. NYU is very expensive. NYU is a very expensive school, but here they are. Here's children being shamed for engaging in their school, right? Paying $50,000 to be in New York City, and they want you to stay in your house. They want you to stay in your dorm and not talk to anybody. For shame. So I don't know what to make of this either. So here's some militia. They're all blacks. They all have guns. I don't know. I guess within their constitutional rights.
Rules of engagement are very simple.
Listen.
Under no circumstance will you point your weapon at anyone.
So he says, don't point your weapon at anyone. This is the instruction from the leader. Under no circumstances do you point your weapon at anyone, but
unless they point at you first.
Unless they point at you. So don't point. This is the instruction. Listen to what he says. Don't point your weapon at anyone unless they point it at you first. And then what?
If they do, don't shoot them. Kill them.
So if they do, don't shoot them, kill them. So this man's instruction to his audience is that we can banish guns. We can walk down the center of your town with a gun, and if anybody should I don't know, point back, point up, point back at you, then you should kill them. That's okay. That's a peaceful protest. That's a constitutionally protected gathering. But dancing in the park, paying $50,000 a year to be at NYU is a crime, or something to be shamed. I have no idea who that guy is, and I don't care. But there are a lot of brothers with guns. There's a lot of motherfuckers with guns. 200 NFAC members. A march against the Kentucky Derby. So this is in Kentucky. I don't know. It's just amazing imagery coming out of America right now.
I don't want to hear that bullshit.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? The imagery is just guys on fire, people being shamed for having parties in Washington Square Park. Right? It's just like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? Things are falling apart. People don't feel part of anything, so they become part of something. And this sounds like fun. Oh, I get to wear all black. I get to wear my tactical gear. I got a little stimulus money. I'll go buy some black clothes and a black gun, black water bottle, black headset. Be part of something. Our country is falling apart, and people are grasping to become part of something. Why don't you become part of the new media? Why don't you become part of the media awakening that's going on? That's a good thing, right? By joining us right here. What other kind of craziness? So here's some other patriots facing off with Black Lives Matter in Louisville. Right.
There is a huge fundraising deadline coming up for Senate Democrats.
What the fuck is that?
Your help right now if they're going to meet it.
Oh no, you're not. Oh no, you're not. Go away, Schumer. So again, no sides. We're not taking sides here. We're just stating the facts. Here's some patriots. They're going to clash with Black Lives Matter. They're going to scream at each other like 5-year-olds. Whenever I go to these rallies, I always feel safest on their side. Wherever the American flags are, that's where I feel safe. I go over there, I'm like, hey guys, I don't agree with everything, but I feel safe. Conflict is fun. It feels good. You back up, motherfucker. No, you back up, motherfucker. Back up, motherfucker. You back up. Back up, Negro. Hey, back up, white man. Hey, white. It's a Viking. That's a great outfit right there, man. Look at that fucking hat. He's got the bullhorn. He's got the bullhorn 2 inches off the guy's head. That's funny.
You cannot beat the police.
And these are the most dangerous of all. These cunts, these young cunts that get up in your face, and they're screaming and they're putting a bullhorn in your face, and they you want to smack the shit out of them, right? You want to smack the shit out of them. Right? They get punched all the time. Right? People punching these bitches in the face, and they're always white bitches. Where's the black bitches? Right? They get a bunch of white cunts, Come up, hey, white cunt, come upstairs, come up front. Right? You don't see the patriots putting women up front. Oh, I take that back. There's a black with a Black Panther bitch. Ooh, did she smack his? Oh shit! See, you see the black woman smack the Vikings bullhorn. That's fucked up, right? Now, if you do that to them, you 10 black guys jump on you for that, right? But the black bitch is allowed to go up front and smack her. He smacks. See, if I had the bullhorn and she smacked my bullhorn, I would hit her in the head with it. I would just like a knee-jerk reaction. I'd break her fucking nose, right? I don't touch my bullhorn. You touched my bullhorn first, and I broke your nose, and that's your fault. Boom, right there, clunker. She's got a crowbar in her hand. She has a crowbar in her hand. She's smacking him with a crowbar. Look at the fucking crowbar in her hand. Right? And this guy's supposed to sit there and take it. That's what I'm talking about with the women up front. You punch that bitch as hard as you can. You hit her with the. If she hits you, you hit her back. You have to. She's a warrior. She's on the front lines.
Let's go.
Weevil Girl, I would agree that women can decide where they want to stand on their own, right? Absolutely, absolutely. But if you're going to stand up front on the front lines of a conflict, and say you can't hit me because I have a vagina, well then you would be wrong. If a guy is standing there speaking and some vagina walks over and smacks the bullhorn while it's up by his mouth, you can knock somebody's teeth out like that, smacking the bullhorn, and the bullhorn hits the girl in the face. That's what happens, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't have a right to be. Women, you have the right. You have the right, but you also have consequences to your actions. If you want to fight with a mammal that is twice your strength, most men, big men, are twice as strong as a little girl or woman, or whatever you want to call it. Right? Physically stronger. You're going up against something physically stronger than you. So if you want to use the same tactics of, I can punch you in the face and I can spit at you and I can smack your bullhorn, but when you smack me back, then there's a problem. I don't agree with that thinking. I think that if you want to be on the front lines, you better prepare for battle, and whatever it takes, whatever happens. So just more of shit breaking down. Guy's got his gun with his clip.
No justice! No derby! No justice! No derby! No justice! No derby! No justice! No derby!
This is a new pastime, right? And bring in the police, crack some heads. They got to do their job too. They got to get paid, right? Come on, whose head we gonna crack? Let's crack some heads, guys. Get it. Oh man, we're gonna have fun today. A lot of cops love this shit. Don't kid yourself. You think that they're having a hard time? They love cracking heads, man. That's why they become cops. They fucking love it. Right? Radicals, radical cops, radical left, radical right. Right? Everybody's radical. So in the same breath, San Francisco mayor slams beach crowd for celebrating. More celebration, right? That's all okay. You can do all that, right? But when the mayor, San Francisco mayor, London Bread, is that a real name, London Bread, slammed the reckless and selfish crowd of 1,000 people who partied at a city beach Saturday night. Oh my fucking God. Locked them up, enjoying their Labor Day weekend at Burning Man. Burning Man, it must be all white people, rich white people. See, they go after the rich white people because Burning Man's expensive. So rich whites at Burning Man, rich whites out in Washington Square Park, rich whites on a boat going back to their nice rich home in Diker Heights, enjoying themselves. You could make an argument that whites are being targeted, rich ones. Good. You are not celebrating. You are putting people's lives at risk, said Bread, about the revelers at Ocean Beach. More insanity. It's okay to do this. This is okay, but going to the beach on Labor Day is a no-no. Welcome to the New World Order. What else we got here? I think we already saw that. So Mark's Conte reporting. I wanted to play this song up front, but I thought I would get blocked for it. But this is the Don't Be a Dick song. You ever hear this?
Whatever happened to chivalry? When did it all break down?
Sorry, that was loud.
Seems like everyone's selling their bullshit in this town. Whatever.
I'm going to try to chop it up, right? So it's called the Bowling for Soup, Don't Be a Dick. I will see if we can play through a little bit of this without getting stopped. I think it's like 30 seconds, so we'll listen to 10-minute pieces, 10-second pieces.
Whatever happened to loyalty? Nobody's got your back. Is it your friends or is it your enemy?
And let's wait, da-da-da. He says don't be a dick. That's the chorus. Ready?
It's on the attack.
Ready for the chorus?
Everybody wants to be something they're not and have shit they ain't got. Don't be a dick.
There you go. There's the chorus. Right?
Be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Just be nice. You don't.
Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Just be nice. That's a good song.
Have to be that guy.
Don't be that guy. He looks like Obama.
Show some respect.
show some respect. Just be a person. Love one another.
You don't need a reason why. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Oh, man. I fucking love that song, man. So I don't got anything else for you, man. That's it. I think we're done here. Let me get some heavy music on, man. Fuck that shit, man. This is my music collection. This is some music, right? Some music. Uh-oh, I'm giving away. That's what I can do that. Oh, it's heavy. This is my music. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining. It's loud as hell, right? So thank you, everybody. Have a nice Labor Day. Enjoy yourself. Go out there, be yourself. Be who you are. Don't be bullied. Don't be bullied by the chaos that's going on in the world. You know, maybe we'll maybe there's sunshine at the end of there's light at the end of the tunnel. Right? Thank you very much, Betsy Barnacle, Chris Milk, Dee Dullang, David Rose, Eagle Drews, Higgins, Jessley Snipes, Jim Gerard, Chrissy Workman. That's an alphabetical order. Mike G75, Nathan Purvis, Quantum Epic is here. Quinn Smith. I saw Bill West in there too. I don't know why my participant list doesn't it abbreviates. Mr. Rand is here. Mr. Rand, the artist, McClacklow, Sassafras, Evil Girl, Virgo Intellectual, and on the wrench, Sterling Price, thank you very much. Vinny D. Martini. If you got dicked out, if you were a dick and you got timed out, really your problem. Stop being a dick. That's all you gotta do. Easy. Peace, everybody. Have a good time.